A few moments ago to address criticism that people should have been given a heads up about the ban. He wrote, quote, "If the ban were announced with a 1-week notice, the bad would rush into our country during that week. A lot of bad dudes out there," is what he wrote. Joining us this morning is immigration attorney Nayef Mubarak. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk specifically about these countries, these specific countries. And one of the things that we keep hearing a lot is that why isn't Saudi Arabia on the list? Because we know that a majority of the 9/11 attackers came from Saudi Arabia. Is there a reason that there are certain countries and not others?
You know, these are the same questions that myself as a practitioner and people like the news and the media is all wondering. I mean, statistically speaking, these countries don't really make a lot of sense as far as historically, but perhaps if there is to make any reason behind it is the uncertainty and the unrest in these countries. Maybe that's the intention behind putting the ban. But statistically speaking, refugees from these particular countries, there's pretty much a lack of history as far as violence committed by them in our country.
Nayef, are you getting calls into your office from people who are concerned, and what are you telling them?
Actually, yesterday I was at the airport. My client, his sister is one of the individuals that was detained. So we were at the airport for about 9 hours yesterday, and ironically enough, these were Syrian Christians. So as far as the Muslim ban being just applied to Muslims, it's being applied to everybody. And I believe, in my opinion, DHS was not given much instructions on how to implement this. I mean, we have people with green cards, valid immigrant visas, being detained at the borders who have lawful rights. The other individual was given a green card by her employer, and now she went to visit her family after 7 years, and after coming home for a 3-week vacation visiting her family, she was detained for 9 hours, not expecting to be treated that she's not a lawful resident as she's rightfully entitled to be here. So we are getting a lot of calls. People are uncertain. Can we travel? American citizens who are born in other countries and naturalized here are concerned to even travel. So even our own American citizens are worried that they will be affected by this executive order.
Well, you bring up an interesting point. You said that these were Christian Syrians who were being detained. We know that the administration has said they will give priority to Christian refugees, but we also know that they've said definitely no Syrians. So how does that factor in? How does that work?
The inconsistency is creating a little bit of a problem for the Department of Homeland Security. It says outright ban on Syrian refugees with the caveat of my religious minorities, inherently saying Christians, non-Muslims. However, the ban says no individuals from any of these countries for 90 days. So people who, like I mentioned before, regardless of their religion, but it's kind of counterintuitive of his own executive order of trying to help religious minorities. I mean, so it's inconsistent. I think there's a lot of issues with the executive order, and it kind of created a chaotic atmosphere, not just for families and individuals traveling, but for government employees as well this past weekend.
Well, we certainly appreciate your expertise. Nayef Mubarak, an attorney in downtown Orlando, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.